All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulties, but that's what happens when you have Windows running your computer. So back with Carlos and Matt, and we were talking about the iPad and what we were thinking about it. And basically, we left off on the name of it. Basically, the last thing Carlos said was something about it being called a maxi pad, and I also heard that on a G4. It was pretty funny, and they spelled it MACSIPAD. So, all right, Dougie, let's get your take on the name. What do you think of it?
I mean, I definitely would have rather the iSlate or the iTablet. They went with the iPad. I think it's the whole P thing. iPhone, iPod, kind of what they're sticking with because it's mobile and those are like their mobile things. Got to deal with it. I mean, Steve Jobs said so I guess that's what we got to go with.
Yeah.
One thing, this is pretty neat. Kind of scary a little bit is how they're using the A4 processor, which is a 1 gigahertz processor that they made, Apple, that's actually running in the iPad. People remember when they were using basically their own chips for the back in the day Macs and Apple PCs and things like that, until they finally went to Intel for the newer things. So one thing I'm looking to see is the A4 going to replace the chip in the iPhone? I mean, that would be pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, it would.
I think that would be, I see it. I foresee it in the next iPhone, I think.
Yeah. It probably, with them cutting out Intel, that would probably help on the price point, too, of the phone and the iPad, too, since they don't have that middleman thing anymore. Do you think that would reduce the price any?
Maybe. I mean, Intel, it's not like Intel chips are really that expensive. I mean, if they're going to go with a mobile chip, I really don't. Intel was the smallest chip they have, the Atom processor, which is in most netbooks.
Yeah.
And I think that's still too big to power like an iPad or anything like that. So, I mean, this goes along the lines of like Snapdragon and things like that. So, I don't know. Okay. Tough to see, but it's interesting. It's interesting nonetheless. I think Apple's definitely moving the right way. I mean, and actually the Kindle DX 9.7, the 9.7 is the same size as the iPad, is actually $489. So if you break down all, like, I saw this on Kevin Rose's blog, is, you have the 1024 by 768 color display, $1. Your net browser upgrade, $1. iPod with 16 gig upgrade, $1. You start breaking these down, it brings you to $499. All these things, and you might as well. I mean, honestly, at that price point, I would definitely get an iPad over a Kindle.
Yes. Now, let's just, for the people watching, let's just break it down. That the $499 is for the basic model. No 3G. It does have Wi-Fi and 16 gigs of memory. The next step up would be 32 gigs. You add another $100, and 64 gigs. You add another $100 to that. $130 for the 3G capable models, which will be coming 30 days after. Am I right?
The 3G is 30 days after the 60, so 90 days.
Okay. So, but here's the thing. You take that 130, and now you've got 3G, but you have no data plan. They're going through AT&T for the data plan. Now, yeah, that's the same response a lot of people got, is that, boo, we're sick of AT&T. The positive side of that, though, I will say, is the fact that you don't have to have a contract. So basically, if you decide you want to get it and you got your unlimited data and you take it around for a month and say, oh, Wi-Fi works good enough, you can cancel and there's no problems with it.
The unlimited data is $30 more.
Yes, unlimited data is $30.
Say you have a data plan with AT&T for your phone, you're still coming out another $30, which isn't bad for unlimited data.
Yeah.
But it's if you're one thing is, can you pitch? Do you really think it's gonna take your place of your laptop? That's the thing. Like, I carry my laptop everywhere with me. It's a medium device. It's in between, your laptop and your phone.
All right, we're back once again. Blue screen of death. Windows, you suck. I hope you die. Basically, we were talking about the data plan. It's $30 a month for unlimited data on the iPad, and $14.99 for how much per month? Was it 200 and something?
I can't remember. It's not worth it.
It's not.
I I'd rather just go ahead and 15 more it to the unlimited.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes to show how kind of crappy that plan was. I mean, if you're not doing much, maybe, but I mean, I could see me using up that in a week. So
it's like even at the Apple conference, because that was the first plan they announced, and when they said it, the crowd was quiet. They're like, nobody's going to buy that. Nobody's going to use that.
Yep.
Then they said the unlimited data plan. I was like, yay, unlimited data. So it's AT&T, but yeah, I mean, they had to have that. But I don't see anybody using that $14.99.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But and here's the thing too, and I think you were about to go off into this, is that if I have an iPhone, I'm already paying for unlimited data. I'm not about to go into paying unlimited data for 2 devices. It would have been smart if they would have made it to where you could tether off your iPhone and just piggyback off that connection for 3G instead of having to pay for 2 separate data plans. But that would have made them no money. So, sucks for us. It's positive for them.
It's the same lines. The same lines as even if you got the Nokia 3G booklet, the netbook that AT&T is subsidized to them right now. It's the same thing. If you buy a data plan for that netbook on the 3G network, unlimited data, you get subsidized for like $2.99 or something like that. So it's kind of along the same lines.
Yeah.
I mean, don't think it won't ever happen because I mean, right now you used to pay for internet. Now it's all unlimited. I mean, I'm sure we all remember AOL 1.0.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying that it's going to be coming around anytime soon, but I think eventually with the cell phones and AT&T, Verizon really going at it, somebody's going to have to come out with a plan where to get customers, they're going to want to make you want to come there. They're going to do it. I think they will. And I think in the long run, to make money, you're going to have to cut costs.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing too. It's more than just the plan. The problem with AT&T is that their network just sucks. It's just garbage. It can't handle the demand that the iPhone has put onto it. Adding the iPad is just going to strain it even more. And now that they're opening up the iPhone to voice over IP on a 3G connection, that's probably going to strain it even further. The problem is with here's the thing. Both AT&T and such as Verizon, since they're the 2 that are going at it right now, they have their pros and cons as far as the plans. Personally, when I look at AT&T, I enjoy the benefit of the rollover minutes and the mobile to mobile. I save a lot of money off of that. Now, what I don't enjoy is not having 3G or a good connection everywhere I go. That's the downside of it. And that's the problem with AT&T. Verizon has a lot of coverage, but they have the worst phones. They're just now starting to get some Android-based phones out here.
Phones now. They got the Droid, which, I mean, if I was going to go with an Android phone, I would go with the Nexus 1, even though it has, its quirks right now.
Yeah, but out of all of them, it's the number one that you would probably see out of them all, right?
What now?
The Nexus 1.
What about it?
It would be your top choice as far as an Android-driven phone.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it's having its issues right now. On T-Mobile, it's having real bad 3G issues. AT&T's 3G network doesn't support it. It's not on Verizon yet. Not till the spring or summer, I believe. So, yeah, I'll go with the Droid, or the Nexus 1, but you'll be stuck with T-Mobile and their 3G, which isn't the greatest.
Yeah. But that's for another show.